I'm Rachel Becker-Warner. My family and I are members of Nativity and have been members, I was just thinking about this today, for about 12 years now. With 2 kids in hockey, it's hard to get to worship as much as we'd like to, but we have been passive members for the past 12 years. I joined the RIC core team, well, first because I was recruited by Ben Shorey. I think that Ben got word that I am a gender and sexuality specialist. That's what I do in terms of my career. And so when I was asked and approached to be a part of the RIC core team, it was just kind of like a definite yes, because this is not only a part of my career in advocating for the queer community, but also a personal part of who I am, being a queer identified person myself. And so having the opportunity to create a more welcoming and affirming church community is definitely a part of my core values. Well, first we need to differentiate the other aspects of identity and expression that commonly get confused with gender identity. These include things like birth-assigned sex or gender expression and attraction. And all of these aspects of identity and expression exist on continuums of experience. So for instance, with something like birth-assigned sex, or the sex assigned to a newborn based most commonly on their external genitalia, we most often hear about male sex or female sex. However, there exists numerous sexes that are lumped together under the category of intersex. And this creates a continuum of experience that cannot accurately be represented with binary categories, like male and female. And the same is true for gender expression, or observable behaviors, interests, and mannerisms, like the clothes a person wears, or their interests, or their body movements, or the way they talk. So one's gender expression can be represented on that continuum as a point, or it can span across the continuum, creating a range of expression. Also, attraction or sexual orientation also exists on a continuum, where who we are attracted to and the intensity of our attraction will vary from person to person and can shift and change across our lifespan. And that brings us then to gender identity, or that internal sense of being male, female, both, neither, or something else. It's what our heads and our hearts say about who we are. And gender identity can align with one's birth-assigned sex, or it may not. Gender identity can't be assumed based on appearance or anatomy, and there are no biological indicators or tests that can be given to determine someone's gender identity. So we really have to rely on an individual's ability to communicate their experience of their gender. And after all, we are each experts of who we are. And so lastly, with all those aspects of identity that we've covered, there exists the potential of change over time. We are constantly evolving and changing as we come to understand ourselves. The words that I use to describe myself today are not the words I used 10 years ago. The pronouns I use to refer to myself now may not be the pronouns I use next week. So, don't assume. Let's keep the conversation going.